What's going on, Josh? I see you up in the comments, bro. I just want to, pop on here and talk a little bit about some Jameis Winston's situation. Now he's recovering from his ACL tear and MCL. I wanted to hop on here just to get your thoughts, bro, on the Jameis Winston situation. You think he's
Yeah.
gonna sign with us, bro, or what?
Oh yeah. I definitely think he's gonna sign with us, and he's recovering really, really fast. Like I think there's a good chance he could be back by mini camps and OTAs. Like he's really, really recovering fast, and I definitely think he's gonna resign with the Saints for sure.
Yeah, I think it's kind of intriguing. Every time he posts a workout video, he's wearing a Saints shirt or Saints shorts. They got the Saints
Yeah.
logo on the bottom. I know that might not say a lot, but to me, I kind of feel like he's invested in the Saints. Um, I kind of feel like when he came here, dude, like he kind of had like a little resentment for the Buccaneers organization for giving up on him, and I kind of think he's got a lot of love for New Orleans, not only the fans, but the organization for actually believing in him and giving him a shot and giving him that starting role. I know we got taken from him early, and I really feel if he would have like not got hurt and he would have played out throughout this whole season, he would have got a contract at the end of this year.
Right. You can't
Um,
tell me that. You can't tell me you wouldn't have.
right. I mean, I just have a huge feeling that he is gonna sign with the Saints. You know, I really feel the Bucks might even try to, reach out to him, but I kind of feel, he's just gonna look at them and kind of just laugh and be like, "Nah, you guys gave up on me." You know
Right.
what I mean?
All right. Like you had your chance.
Yeah, you had your chance. I threw for 5,000 yards. I mean, what more did I needed to do? I mean, if you remember when he was quarterback for him, uh, Godwin and Mike Evans, I believe it was both like number one wide receivers. I mean,
Yeah.
like top five wide receivers, dude, like in yards. So that says a lot, dude. If you can get two wide receivers to have top yards in the NFL and your top yards, like, and then you gave up on them, man, I would have a little resentment myself towards that team.
Right, man. And James has all the potential to be good. Like I don't think the ACL tear is gonna like affect him because he's not a running quarterback. Like he only ran because no one was getting open. Like that's just how I feel about it.
No, I feel that's true. Nobody was getting open. Nobody has got a separation. Michael Thomas wasn't out there. That's huge. And and for me, bro, like I have not seen the Jameis Winston Michael Thomas connection yet, and I'm excited to see that. And I really hope that's the direction we do go, because I think that'll be something to watch. Because I feel Michael Thomas makes everybody in that wide receiver room that much better, because he's getting double teamed and he's getting more looks, and that opens up everyone else. But we still need a number two, man.
Oh yeah,
Definitely need a number two, but I'm so excited for I mean, man, he's been posting videos lately and on Twitter, and all I can say is, man, if that was me getting an ACL MCL tear 3 months ago, uh, I'm gonna be brutally honest with myself. I would still be in a cast, or those brace. I'd still be
yeah,
gimping around, and
same.
I wouldn't be running around like Jameis Winston is with a football in his hand, doing the quarterback motions. Like I would not be doing that, because I couldn't physically. So for Jameis to come out 3 months after an ACL and MCL, same thing Joe Burrow went through last season. You see, he came back this season, got comeback player of the year. I'm not saying Jameis is going to get comeback player of the year, but
Yeah,
because
chance.
he has a chance. And the weird part about this situation, I think Jameis Winston and Michael Thomas are going to be involved in that comeback player of the year award. Um, of course, they both can't win it, but I
Yeah,
believe that both of them are going to have a lot of votes next year, for that. And I mean, seeing Michael Thomas, dude, post that picture the other day, I was like, holy shit. you know, uh,
yeah,
this guy has gotten yoked. I mean, he doesn't look 210 no more. And if you remember, he gained like 10 pounds because he was only 200 pounds in like 2018. So for 2010 season, he was 210 pounds. he's looking like 225.
Right.
Um, and that's pretty burly for a wide receiver.
Right. He's definitely more active. He's definitely like talking more, posting more. I've never seen Michael Thomas, this vocal before. But man, I think he's going off, man, next year because like every like it's just like, again, no offense to Cooper Cup, really good player, but
Right,
it's like
dude.
Michael Thomas was doing the same, like granted he didn't make the Super Bowl, but he was doing basically the same stuff, man, and he didn't get none of the praise, none of none of that, man. So I think Michael Thomas is gonna be hungry next year and motivated.
He sees that. You
All
know,
right.
Michael Thomas is sitting back, seeing all this. Hey, and like we're saying, don't get me wrong. Cooper Cup is a elite player. He's a really good wide receiver. But if I were to have my choice between Michael Thomas and Cooper Cup, I'm picking Michael Thomas every day of the week as long as he's healthy.
That,
Um, you know what I'm saying? For me, Michael Thomas is just, I don't know, dude. I feel he's more clutch. 149 catches in a single season before they extended the season. Over
yeah.
1,700 yards. That has stood for years since Marvin Harrison, was one who originally had that record. So for me, yeah, dude, I really think, I mean, Cooper Cup is getting all this clout. He's getting all this hype. I'm
Mhm.
not. I'm not saying. I'm not taking anything from him, guys, because Cooper Cup is elite. I'm just saying, where was all that hype? Where was all that built up? News media. If you see they're talking Cooper Cup this, Cooper Cup that. If you remember when Michael Thomas broke that Marvin Harrison record, they barely even talked about it.
All right.
They were like,
We
"Oh
know
wow,
why. We know why though. I mean,
right,
they don't know, they don't talk about small market teams, man. Like, just is what it is.
right," and it drives me nuts that you know that does happen. That is a narrative. We don't get the credit, as Saints fans or the Saints players don't get credit enough. I mean, Alvin Kamara, he just started getting his credit, but
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, dude, and like the credit with Michael Thomas is out the window because he got hurt, and it sucks, dude, because we know as Saints fans and we know as Michael Thomas fans. Not just Saints fans, because a lot of Saints fans, kind of just wrote Michael Thomas off and wanted to trade him for if you remember that cornerback from the Jags.
Yeah, CJ Henderson, man, that's big, man. He's
Man,
like he's like a third, fourth stringer for the Panthers, man. Come on, man. Come
man,
on.
that's what I'm saying, man. When I seen that, man, I just I turned off my Twitter for the day, and I was, I was, oh man, they're gonna trade. They want to trade Michael Thomas, the number one. Okay, in my opinion, when he's on the field, he is the number one in the league. So
Yeah,
you're
he
telling me
was.
you right. So you're telling me you want to trade a number one wide receiver, no matter if he's coming up. Okay, think of it. Think of it like this in a positive way. He he might have had a year and a half off. Okay, we'll take that. In that year and a half, we had heard what? Pretty much zero talk from Michael Thomas. He's been
All work.
inside. Right, he's been in silence, working his ass off to get back on that field. Whether Saints fans know it or not, he has been. And how I know this is his body proves it, bro. You can't just gain that type of muscle sitting around. And so that tells me Michael Thomas to sit back. He's taking notes, just like he said. He's listening to all this hype around surrounding Cooper Cup, and we're not taking anything from him. But Michael Thomas, he wants that type of respect. You know what I'm saying? He feels that he is the best in the league, and I feel he is too.
Right.
So I think next year people are going to start eating a lot of humble pie because they wrote him off. They don't even
Well, the
consider
fans are, but the media, they're gonna act
right,
like nothing happened.
right. The media is going to be eating the humble pie. Us Saints fans know what's going to happen. We hey, we're already feeling the storm brewing with Michael Thomas. And it's going to be a good storm for us Saints fans, but a bad storm for anyone else because Michael Thomas is going to take over the league and in yards. I think he's going to be the number one wide receiver next year. I think he's going to have that mentality. We already know he can get 10 catches every game if he wants. That's guaranteed. He's already done that. So for me, Um, yeah, I'm so excited to see him and Jameis Winston, honestly. And those two together, I think will be a really valuable asset. And if we can get another free agent wide receiver, or of course, one in the draft, because there's a huge depth in the wide receiver position in this year's draft. We get any of those, I'll be super stoked. Um, I really want like I think me and you were talking the other day about Garrett Wilson and
Oh yeah.
Chris Oslov. I think if we get one of those guys, the reason I like those guys is kind of more in depth, man. I think I like him more for our team for not only the reason they are good playmakers. I think they would fit good in our team, but I think the addition of Michael Thomas coming back, being an Ohio State guy, I think if we were to draft an Ohio State wide receiver, that he's already friends with them all. He's friends with Garrett Wilson and Chris Oslov. So any one of those guys, if we were to automatically plug him into the Saints, I feel personally Michael Thomas would take him under his wing, and that would be a duo to watch. Come next year, if we can make that happen.
Right. And something non Michael Thomas related. The Saints are interviewing the Chargers linebacker coach for that DC spot, and
Seen that.
he was with the Saints for the 2019-2020 season. So, do you think the Saints should stay in house or look somewhere else?
I like how they're doing interviews. Yes, that guy was a part of our organization, but of course, he's now at the Chargers. But yeah, if we can look at him and get him in, I wouldn't mind as long as he's got a different vision for our offense. Um, I kind of feel like we need a little something new in our offensive playbook, dude. Honestly, we've been running, the dink and dunk type situation for years now with Michael Thomas. Drew Brees, and then when him retiring and basically Taysom Hill being our quarterback last year due to all the injuries. Um, I think we've been playing that pretty heavy. Um, the run game, I really feel like it needs improved. That starts with the O line and coaching.
Yep.
I think if we open up our offense a lot more, I think we would have a lot more. Because you got to think like Dante Harris, he's really good at like down the field throws. Super deep threat guy. I kind of feel like Traquan Smith was always the deep threat guy, but
When he was healthy.
when he was healthy, but like the slot routes, I don't think he was good at. I think Traquan Smith will feed off of like just streaks. You know what I'm saying? Just go straight, no route running. I really feel he was a deep threat, and that's what he played in college. He thrived in that role. I don't think we, as the Saints organization, really used him in that
But we
role
know
too much.
why.
Right, but we know why because Drew Brees never had that arm. We knew Taysom Hill, as much as a lot of Saints fans love him, he doesn't have that huge arm like Jameis Winston or
Yep.
when Drew Brees had it back in, his prime. Um, so we haven't seen it for years, bro. So all these deep threats that were on our team, or some of them are, I feel even Galloway in Texas. If you remember right, if you go back and look at his college career, he was dominant in that deep threat role. So we
Right.
got a lot of deep threat guys, but I think what we fail to realize is we need to start looking at wide receivers that not only can do that, but stretch the field. But we need to look at ones that can they're route running. For me, I really want a wide receiver that is known for his route running because there's a lot of wide receivers on our roster that can barely cause separation, and I know that's got a lot to do with not Michael Thomas not being on the field as well, but
Yep.
um, we still need to be able to cause separation. We still need to be able to throw a wide receiver and make him versatile in the slot and on the outside. And we haven't had that since Michael Thomas has been in the lineup. And it just, I don't know if we like you said, we haven't had that deep threat quarterback to to even complement these deep threat wide receivers that we do have, or maybe like we don't get to see their full potential because they're not in the rule. Kind of like Cesar Ruiz.
Yep.
We moved him. He was the best center in college. He gets to the NFL, goes to guard, and he's looking like the worst guard in the NFL. Um, which I hate to rag on him, but it's true, dude. It's the same type of situation, honestly. Our wide receivers, and I think that's a huge reason why Dennis Allen fired our wide receivers coach. Um, he's none of our wide receivers are good at route running and causing separation on off the line,
Right.
and we seen that all year long, which and it sucked. And as much as I wanted Galloway to succeed and in his role, I really had high hopes come preseason. I still think he had a pretty decent season.
He was
I
doing
think
good with Jameis when Jameis was there, but
a
Jameis
hundred
left. He
percent
just fell off.
right. And I feel if Jameis would have stayed in, I think Galloway would have been a lot more dominant because if you remember right, Jameis, Dante Harris, Juwan Johnson, and Galloway, they were all the off season working out with Jameis, working on that connection. And it showed during the preseason, it showed during the regular season. Um, and it showed a lot when, as much as, I had high hopes for Taysom Hill, it showed when Jameis Winston went out there, did his thing, and made these wide receivers look like number one wide receivers. He went down, Trevor Siemian came in, and it wasn't great. Our wide receivers went back down to undrafted, free agency, and they looked like it. And then we threw Taysom Hill in, and we all know how that goes. He likes to run the ball a lot. He did get hurt, so I can't really rag on him too bad. Um, but he's not Jameis Winston, man. He is Taysom Hill, and I think he's sometimes just about bulletproof. But yeah, man, he doesn't have that arm. He doesn't have the quarterback instincts like Jameis Winston. Um, I don't know what it is with him, but I really like him. I think he should go back to that Swiss Army knife role. That
Same.
gives us one other weapon, either tight end, wide receiver. He played well at both. Running back, I mean, he could do that as well. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think he thrives in that role, and he makes he makes our offense that much more dominant if he can do his role. If Jameis can get
Hmm.
signed back, if Michael Thomas can get signed, if we can get another free agent wide receiver that's a vet, like you were saying, DJ Chark. The more I think about it, the more I love that pick. Um, why do I love that pick? Because this is why I love that pick, bro. Ever since you said that, I started looking into it and I started breaking it down. Okay, the only offensive weapon I think the Jaguars had was Cam Robinson. I think he was
Hmm.
either played left guard or right guard. Don't quote me on it. I don't remember. The rest of the guys weren't. I mean, come on, let's be honest. That O line was horrible. Trevor Lawrence was getting sacked every other play. We have a rookie quarterback, and hey, that's kind of like an Ian Book situation versus the Miami Dolphins this year. He went into a failed situation, kind of like Trevor Lawrence. Went to the shittiest
Yeah.
team. He's got a crappy O line, but yet here's DJ Chark that's got over 1,000 yards this season. Are you kidding? 1,000 yards on a offense that's pretty ranked, like I think almost last. Um, a wide receiver that's like I don't even think was he their number one guy or
Yeah.
their number two. All right, their number one guy. Even then, he's on the one of the worst offenses. And to me, I mean, he balled out. He got 1,000 yards with a rookie under center. To me, if the Saints can put him at a number two and not a number one guy, because we already got our number one guy, along Michael Thomas, man, I think that would open up our offense tremendously. Um, because it shows volumes that he's in a shitty organization as the Jags, and he's balling out. Getting 1,000 yards in the season as a wide receiver. Name one wide receiver this season that got 1,000 yards.
I mean,
Right. I mean, from our team, and
yeah,
I can't name one. So for me, if we can just pull the strings on him, um, that's another veteran wide receiver. That's another dude that's already established in the NFL, and I think that guy would be happy because he's going from a shitty organization to an organization that has culture
right.
that needs another wide receiver.
And he's
So,
from here too.
oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he went to LSU.
Oh man, that was. See, I didn't go that in depth into looking, but man, that would see. The more I think about it, man, the more I think that would benefit the Saints uh, in a big way. Money wise, I don't think he would ask for a lot. I think it would benefit us in our offense. Giving Michael Thomas that number two guy that we really haven't seen. Even if we had Emmanuel Sanders, they never got to play together too much. Um,
Right.
so yeah, bro, like I'd be super stoked on that pick, especially with Jameis on under center. I see Slim South and Jerry up in the chat. How you guys doing today?
Yeah. But
So, so your comeback player of next year, who do you got?
for the Saints or just in
Yeah,
general?
hey, just in general, the whole NFL.
All right. Well, for the Saints, I'll say Michael Thomas because I mean he's gonna ball out no matter what. So you already know that. And I mean he might win it for the whole NFL. Honestly, I mean I won't be surprised.
Right, and yeah, I feel the same way. My pick's Michael Thomas, comeback player of the year. As much as I want to say Jameis Winston, I feel like they're not going to give him that credit. Uh, but even if it breaks down to Michael Thomas or Jameis Winston, I'd be super stoked on either of them. But I really feel with Michael Thomas's Instagram post, he's back into that demon mode. I just
Yeah.
really think, I really think he's ready for next season today, and so that tells me, come next season, he's got all this off season to not only get stronger, recover, all that, dude. So for me, I can't wait to see him next season. Uh, Man, like I said, he's my favorite wide receiver. I've missed him all year this year. It was kind of weird not having, can't guard Mike out there
Right, man.
because every season, man, we're like us Saints fans are always talking about Michael Thomas, and then the moment he gets hurt, and when he hasn't been in a year and a half, and people are downing him and just writing him off, man. I don't understand that as a Saints fan. Like to trade him, I didn't understand that whole rumor. I'm glad it's put to rest. Ian Rappaport with the news. Um, so yeah, I'm super glad that now Saints fans know Michael Thomas will be here. Um, and all the real Saints fans that know Michael Thomas and know his ability knows he's going to come back and have a stellar season. And those who just down him and write him off and think he's not going to be as dominant as he was, or to me just need to realize that he is a dominant player, and you just can't take that from him. You can't take his mindset away. His mindset's in go mode 24/7. So I got nothing but respect for Michael Thomas, and I can't wait till he gets back.
Thanks. And one last question, and then I'm about to head out. But do you think next year Paulson and Debo could potentially be our number one corner next year? I'm not saying it will happen, but I think there's a chance.
100%. Like our number one, like over Lattimore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. If we remember earlier on in the season, Lattimore was kind of getting a little, he was getting a little wrecked on. Not too bad, but wide receivers were making plays on him. And if you look at Paulson and Debo's stats, I haven't looked at it yet. And now that you brought this up, I'm gonna have to now, bro. Like, I'm gonna have to go like after this chat. After I turn this off, I'm gonna have to go into my stats. I'm gonna have to look them up to see how many yards Paulson and Debo gave up compared to Lattimore, because that's gonna be a good stat to look at. His rookie year versus Lattimore's like fourth year or fifth year. I can't remember, man.
Yeah, fifth year.
Yeah, fifth year compared to Paulson and Debo's rookie year. For me, dude, I've been high on Paul. You know me, dude. I've been high on Paulson and Debo since we drafted him. I'm always saying Paulson and Debo shine at 29.
Yes, sir.
So for me, hey, man, anything can happen. And as much as we all love Lattimore, Paulson and Debo's came in, third round pick. Nobody thought he'd be our starter. King Crawley was supposed to be our starter. He got hurt.
Right.
That gave Paulson and Debo the nod.
Right. That one dude retired. I can't think.
I
Patrick
can't.
Robinson.
Yeah, There we go. Patrick Robertson retired. Paulson and Debo basically got the nod. Our team still didn't believe in him, and we went out and traded for this guy for a third round pick. And I believe a third round for Bradley Roby and everybody. And even me, bro, I was sitting there telling everybody, and everybody thought I was crazy. I said, Debo is going to be our starter moving forward. Watch. And they're like, no, we're not going to trade a third round and not start Roby. I said, all right. All right, dude. I just had high hopes for him, I guess. And it was true, dude. Paulson Debo took that role. He got back to 2018, 2019 form when he was the number one corner in the nation. And it shows. So for me, dude, hey, I can't disagree with you. Paulson Debo has nothing but an upside to him, and he's just going to get better. You already know he's a lockdown corner.
Facts.
So I mean, Lattimore. All I got to say is Lattimore. We hope he doesn't get hurt. No legal issues, so he don't get suspended. Because Debo can solidify his role. If anything happens to Lattimore. And honestly, if he's got that number two role, I mean, how are they going to deny him if he's being more locked down than Lattimore, like you're saying? Like, how are they going to deny Paulson and Debo when he's out there, shutting every wide receiver down? He's out there getting more picks than Lattimore. It's he's young, he's hungry. Paulson Debo is my boy, dude, and I think we're gonna have him for years to come.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that I think the duo between Lattimore and him is something to watch. Um, Lattimore, he does slip up sometimes, but so did Debo during. He had a little rookie adjustments. The Cordell Patterson everybody talks about where he gave up that huge play,
No
but
safety on that play though. No one talks about that.
exactly there was no safety help above that. So for me, yes, it was okay. We could blame that on Paulson and Debo, but hey, let's look at the positive out of it. And he was a rookie. Rookies are going to have the rookie mistakes, and that was one of the mistakes that he corrected during the rest of the season. If you notice, he didn't really let that happen during the rest of the season, and that shows you of his football IQ and how to take his downfall on one play and turn it around and become better off of it.
Facts. All right, man. Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it as always.
Yeah, no problem, Josh. It's good having you on, bro. Talking some football, man.
Thank
Let
you.
you go, and I'll hop on another live and another time.
All right, man.
Invite you in as well.
All right.
All right. Hey, Slim, shout out to Rose City. I see you guys up in the chat. We got Jerry, we got Rose City, we got Slim Sal. Yeah, I just came on here, guys, just to hop on, talk a little Saints football, talk about the Jameson Winston situation, our wide receivers and etc. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna probably cut the live short here. Might hop on a little later on. I just want to let everyone know that have a good day and who dat, everyone.